There has been an increase in the popularity of loot-based games in recent years. And in today's video, I am going to show you the 10 best loot-based games on PS4 and PS5 that you should try. So without any further ado, let's start this video. Number 1, we have Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Tiny Tina meets a new group of pals to play her favorite game, Bunkers and Badasses, in this Borderlands spin-off. As a result, when a narrative is written and told by the author, you know it's going to be wild. Ultimately, this is a Borderlands-like game with a few important tweaks. Spells are used instead of grenades, for example, and melee weapons are also available. Number 2, we have Fallout 4. Fallout 4 does not have a multiplayer component, but the game's dangerously addictive gameplay cycle is a draw in and of itself. Every item of garbage in post-apocalyptic Boston has a function, and the rich and dynamic terrain continuously rewards your exploration. Randomized legendary treasure plus the absence of a level limit allow you to go through the game until the bombs fall. Next up we have Division 2. Although Division 2 is a PS4 game, it has just gotten a patch that allows it to make use of the PS5's enhanced capabilities. That implies you'll be able to play it at a higher resolution, and at 60 frames per second. Even the slightest glitch may mean the difference between saving the day and collecting precious treasure, or getting knocked out and having to return to the previous checkpoint. Next up we have Diablo 2 Resurrected. Diablo 2 Resurrected has breathed fresh life into that title, to ensure its gameplay is faithful to the original and its aesthetic appeal is appealing to today's audiences. It overlays 3D images on top of it. But there have been some changes to make it more accessible as well as to improve the gameplay. Number 5, we have Godfall. The gameplay mechanics of Godfall are rather unusual. Valor Plates, the game's unlockable cosmetic and class upgrades, let players customize their characters in a third-person action role-playing fashion. Customization options for characters abound. There are 5 different weapon classes to choose from when using augments to customize your Valor Plates. Next up we have Soundfall. While there is lots of loot in this game, it isn't the primary emphasis, as there is in some of the others. As a dungeon crawler with twin-stick gameplay, Soundfall challenges you to fire your opponents to the beat of the music as you traverse the labyrinth. Even though it's a loot-based game, it's a wonderful break to see a colorful planet. Next up we have Toukiden 2. Although Toukiden 2 has a lot of similarities with Monster Hunter, the RPG plot that binds it all together isn't the reason why it's on our list. You may enjoy the grind in Toukiden 2 by slicing off your foes' limbs in order to get particular goods. Combat has a long-term addictive nature due to the variety of weapon kinds that must be mastered. Number 8, we have Monster Hunter World Iceborne. For the most part, Monster Hunter's basic gameplay cycle is faultlessly designed. The fighting system in World is one of the best in gaming, and the grind-to-reward ratio is exactly ideal for the game. Furthermore, the Iceborne expansion effectively revitalizes the whole experience. Grinding for stuff is a blast, whether you're doing it alone or with a group. Next up we have Warhammer Chaosbane Slayer Edition. We already know that Diablo 2 Resurrected is one of the top PS5 action RPGs with a ton of treasure. Warhammer Chaosbane Slayer Edition may also be worth a look for Warhammer fans. However, a long campaign lets you play as one of several characters and take on an array of enemies. The last game of this video is Outriders. To be an altered in Outriders, you must have come into touch with an abnormality in an alien world and acquired those talents. Because of the up to 3-player online co-opus option, you won't be restricted to just one class's set of powers. So that's the list of 10 best loot-based games on PS4 and PS5 that you can play in 2022. I'd appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel Games Puff if you found this video entertaining.